Issy says, howdy, Matthew Coast. That's a point. Why do men tend to get bored quickly in a relationship? It's because he starts figuring things out, right? There's a bunch of different things, but ultimately what it boils down to is that the excitement is no longer there, right? The uncertainty is no longer there. And that uncertainty creates excitement, it creates passion, it creates chemistry, it creates that like one of those really strong and powerful connections that you have where you just want to rip each other's clothes off and make passionate love to each other. So if you want to make sure that that stays in the relationship, there's a bunch of different ways that you can do that, right? That what we're talking about is the emotional need of uncertainty. And one of the easiest ways to do that and prevent the relationship from getting boring is to step into your feminine energy, because feminine energy is a polarity, right? This is something that I call the polarity principle, where you're pushing a man into his masculine and you're dropping into your feminine. And when you create that polarity, it creates this pull towards each other and this passion, and keeps things interesting and exciting, and it keeps the lovemaking really exceptional and all that kind of stuff. And so if you lose that polarity, a lot of times what will end up happening is it'll become like you're just best friends or something like that. But there's a whole bunch of other ways that you can create it. If you're like, I know that there's a bunch of women that are hating on femininity, and some women aren't feminine at their core, which is fine, right? You have to figure it out for yourself. What they found is that around 80% of women out there are feminine in their core. And if you're not one of those women, there are other ways that you can create that excitement in the relationship. And one of them is just through variety, right? Doing a variety of different and new things together. So, and it doesn't have to be something big and crazy like you're going rock climbing or any of that kind of stuff. You can just have a different restaurant that you guys go and look at, or different shows that you watch on TV, or different movies that you like to see together, or something, right? You need some kind of variety that breaks that dullness and that pattern that you get stuck in. Because we have this emotional need of wanting things to be comfortable and in control, but if it gets too far in that direction, then we start to get bored. And we need that excitement. And the way that you create that excitement is by having things that are different and changed up, or that emotional polarity. And there's a few other ways to do the emotional polarity. And if you're interested in that, you can join one of my events. And in my events, I talk about some of the other types of polarity that there are.